How's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and last time I did some stuff over here on the Hermitcraft Feed the Beast server. I played with some routers, and there was one thing I totally spaced out and forgot to show. In fact, I even built it after I'd recorded. I was going to put it in the footage, but I forgot. It's this extra dimensional storage plan. And as you can see here, you just put 4 dark iron ingots, an ender pearl, some blaze rods, some leather, and then a barrel smack dab in the middle. And that makes this extra dimensional storage plan. In fact, you know what? Let me go grab a barrel really quick. I did implement these, and I will show you them in a sec. But let me just show kind of how they work. Really cool stuff. Okay, there we go. So you can actually put this onto a barrel, and then it increases its capacity. See how there's this weird kind of purple color around the barrel? That means it already has the upgrade, and it will hold up to 65,535 of an item. I'm pretty sure. Actually, maybe, yeah, it's 65,536. That's right. Take a look at that. 7,378 and rising birchwood. 17,000 charcoal. Yeah, I know. Oh man, I will show you how all that got there in a moment. But notice those 2 exclamation points there. That means that it's over the limit for that barrel if it were just a normal barrel. So what I'm going to do is, I've already attached these to a lot of the key components. I'm going to go ahead and attach it to something else. It doesn't really matter what. You know what? I'm getting a lot of redstone, like 36 stacks. So I'm actually going to put it on this redstone. So right-clicking doesn't work. You have to hold Shift in and right-click it, like a lot of the other factorization stuff. Now it'll hold up to 1,024 stacks of that item. And then whatever denomination they're in. So like for something that's 16 to a stack, like Ender Pearl, it will only hold the 1,024 Ender Pearl stacks. So not the full 65,000 items. Okay, so yes, you are seeing this correctly. The items are going up. That's because I played around with those routers and stuff. Oh man, it's so cool. So over at the tree farm, I decided, you know what, now that I have a way to, you know, kind of keep it going and have it just teleport over there thanks to these ender chests. Look at it go. I love this thing. I actually just simplified it so much more. I got rid of those barrels. Now it is just taking everything from the cargo manager, sending it over here. This diamond pipe takes all of the logs and it puts it into this powered furnace. Now, diamond pipes are smart, so if the powered furnace is inventory, since it's adjacent to it, if its inventory is full, it won't send any logs that way. And this thing does get full quite often. You can see this thing's unloading all of the birchwood and the saplings. So when these trees grow, it can sometimes result in too much going in here, which is fine, because then they just go to the ender chest instead. And then this ender chest, it takes all the items that are being pumped in both through this powered furnace and through the cargo distributor here. And where does it go? Yep, you probably figured it out already. It is hooked up to this one right here. And then there's actually, oh, this is kind of messy. Bear with me here. See, I have 2 routers here. This one is set to extract from the south sides. And this is that machine filter I was telling you about. Right now, this is only extracting from an ender chest. Oops. There we go. And then, let's see, I think that's it. Now, I just, I had DMAC over, King Daddy DMAC, and he was showing me some stuff. I was checking out his base. I'll show you sometime. That'll be cool. But he was saying I really need to get those machine filters as soon as possible. The problem is it requires that crystallizer thing, and you really have to have a totally separate power setup for it. Or do this thing called power converters. I'm going to show that sometime, because I want to build more myself, but he's kind of loaning me a few of these just for this setup. And it works so much better. I don't have to worry about it lagging the server or anything with an item loop. Now these barrels here are just set up so it connects. I suppose now I could use anything with an inventory since I have the machine filter, but you can just put something in each of those connecting barrels and it won't try to fill them. That's why there's a lot of these grass blocks, because I figured, you know what, I'm probably not going to be putting any grass blocks into the system, so that's kind of nice. Otherwise, I was having items show up there. Now, I've done a lot of talking so far about all this setup, but that's just cool. That's how I like to do things. I don't always figure things out perfectly when I'm playing through, particularly for things I haven't built before, but then I refine it a little bit off camera and show you the results. So yeah, tons of wood, tons of saplings, tons of charcoal. Probably won't even need to be converting it to charcoal after a while, because what we're going to do is we're going to make some cool things. We're going to make this Liquid Transposer and the Magma Crucible. Now I already have these all set up, which is so convenient. Just 2 copper, 2 glass, bucket, and machine frame and reception coil. That gets you this Liquid Transposer. Then the Magma Crucible, and these two work very well together. The Magma Crucible is very similar. Bucket on top, machine frame, reception coil, 2 nether brick, 2 copper ingot. And that gets you the Magma Crucible. These do require a fair amount of the MJ power, but they're very helpful. Now hopefully I'll have enough power. I'm going to be redoing this whole system very soon because of the stuff we're building today. So let's not worry too much about aesthetics while we're building. Instead, let's just make sure we have everything kind of working. So, it shouldn't matter which order I set this up in. I'm just going to put I'll just put that there. Alright, so the red side is there. So that's the Liquid Transposer. You know what, that's kind of bothering me. I think the Magma Crucible, that's what melts the things down. And I like shooting everything over to the right for some reason. Magma Crucible, and these require MJ. I'm pretty sure I already said that, but just so it's clear. Requires a lot. Yeah, this Magma Crucible takes like 36,000. And this guy, it's even getting a little bit. Now, I could probably speed this up. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to go make a few more steam engines really quick, just because I know this is going to use a lot of power, and I'd rather get this done quicker. So, how am I going to do that? I'll just have them run up the side. That'll work. Alright, I'll see you in a sec. Ta-da! 4 more steam engines. Woohoo! Alright, so let's go ahead and hook these things up. Gonna need some redstone really quick here. Just to turn these pipes. Oh, did I only get 3? Oh, man. It's no problem. Let's see. I'm going to need another wooden pipe. Darn it. Just when I thought I could get away with it. It's no big deal. Alright, let's make another one of those. And you know what? Let's just make some gold ones while I'm at it, too. It's the clunkiest way ever to make them. Alright, now I'll have enough. Okay, so I'm going to hook these up really quick. And again, I'll see you in a moment. Okay, take a look at that. The cool thing is I didn't even need to use any more of these stinking pipes. I could just hook them up like this. I'm not going to have to worry about this very long, because remember what I was telling you about the length of the pipes and how they accumulate power and they can explode and that? Well, one of the things we can make with this whole thing are these things called Redstone Energy Conduits, and they're really the best type of pipe to use if you're doing any of that stuff. Okay, so now we have plenty of power. How does this Magma Crucible work? Well, there's a few ways it can work. One way is it can melt either cobblestone or netherrack into lava. That is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and put some cobblestone in there. And as you see, it's eating up some of this MJ and trying to burn it into lava. It will consume some of your cobblestone, which is great if you're doing like quarries and stuff. Because it's a great way to get rid of some cobblestone. It's also good to transfer MJ power into EU, because you can use those thermal generators or geothermal generators and stuff like that to make power from lava. So if you use a thermal generator, you actually get a pretty good conversion rate. Now, I'm not going to cook all this up, but as you can see, one will get you a pretty good amount of that lava. Now, it went ahead and see, since, again, it has all these different configuration settings, it went ahead and put the orange side here. It passed it right on along. So it's now in the Liquid Transposer. I have all this lava in the Transposer. So that's kind of cool. But it's not going to do us much good. Now, I think if I got a bucket... I don't even have a bucket. Wow, I'm so not prepared. But that's no problem. I got it all sorted out. Let me get a few buckets. I have a feeling we'll need the stuff. Okay, so just go over here and let's put the bucket there, and it'll fill it up. So there's two different modes with this Liquid Transposer. There's the fill mode, which, as you can see here, it takes whatever liquid is in this tank and puts it into whatever item is right here. But you can click this bucket and it'll work the other way around. It will fill the Liquid Transposer with whatever you put here. So see, I can kind of cycle it back and forth. And you do get your buckets back, which is pretty nice. This shows it's in the middle of doing something, and so on and so forth. So I probably don't need this lava, and that's fine. We don't only make lava with the Magma Crucible, believe it or not. Hold on a second. Are my pipes about to blow up? Now they look like they're fine. So, see all this redstone I've got? You can actually melt redstone and turn it into liquid form. So if you channel that over to the Liquid Transposer, you'll get liquid redstone over here. Let's go ahead and do that. Thankfully, it goes pretty darn quick. It only makes a little bit at a time. See, each redstone powder thingy you do only gives you 25 millibuckets. But it does add up. Now, there's several things you can do with this. So, let's see. Actually, there's one other thing we're going to need to make. In order to do the cool stuff with this, we're going to need this thing called the induction smelter. So, remember those Invar ingots I kind of made a little bit ago and showed you? Well, yeah, I don't remember them either. They're over here. Somewhere. Over here. Yeah, I'm just going to take almost a full stack. Oops, I did that wrong. Didn't I? There we go. Okay, so if you don't remember, these are made by taking, well, you could use this alloy smelter thing. The easiest way, where'd you go, is to make this Invar dust. And to get that, you just take 2 iron dust and a nickel dust, and that gets you 3 Invar. So that's pretty cool, especially since you get pulverized iron, or nickel dust from pulverizing iron. Very nice. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to... No, that's the wrong one. Going to make that machine frame, the reception coil, and I even have a bucket. Cool. Should have all this stuff here and ready to go. Here's the reception coil. Here's the machine frame. And let's go ahead. Give this some Invar. Wants my bucket, doesn't it? Is that right? That doesn't look right. Yeah, that's right. Ta-da! Now we have the induction smelter. Very cool. Let's take this back over here, and we're gonna have to hook it up somewhere, aren't we? That's fine. Again, I'm gonna be kind of changing this all around, so I'm not too concerned. You know what? I'm gonna take down the second pulverizer. It was just there as sort of an overflow. I had to pulverize a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, you can right-click some of the machines and it'll like turn their direction, so you sneak and right-click, and that'll tear it down. Alright, there we go. We got our induction smelter. So this thing's going to grab a bunch of the MJ. That's awesome. Got a whole ton of this redstone, the liquid redstone in there. That's good. Now there's so many different slots for this. It's crazy. So you really got to think where you want to take stuff from. Now, I don't really know if you were to automate it what the best way to go would be. Like, you could probably have it piped in from one direction from another, but basically these are where the colors go. Green in one slot, purple in the other, and then it can output up to 2 different things. So that's kind of crazy. Alright, so let's take a look at this thing's recipes. This is kind of nice, actually. If you have a lot of sand, you can toss iron and sand into it to get 2 iron ingots and this rich slag. There's a 5% chance of getting the rich slag. With that, if you put that in with iron or whatever else it is you're cooking, you'll get 3 iron ingots. So it's actually a decent way to double your output, and it just costs a lot of sand to do. Now that's really cool, but there's some other stuff you can do too. For instance, you can take some soul sand and some netherrack, and that'll turn it into nether brick and give you a chance of getting sulfur. It's kind of nice if you don't have access to a compressor. This hardened glass, though, is the thing you really want. You need pulverized obsidian or obsidian dust and lead ingots. You use the induction smelter to make those, and it gives you some hardened glass, which is pretty cool. There's a whole ton of different recipes for it. Let's see. I mean, you know, most of the stuff is relatively the same. And this normal slag you can use to make rock wool with, which is kind of like wool, except I think it's a little different. Oh, darn it. I was just at the recipe that was exciting. Where did it go? This is a good one. It's called electrum, and you're going to need some of this stuff. So, in order to make electrum, or brass actually, that's another thing that's good. So this electrum stuff, you use that in a lot of recipes. And you use, oh actually this is a good way to get bronze too. Remember this recipe? Normally you'd only get 1 bronze for that, but now you can smelt 3 copper and a tin to get 2 bronze, which is very good. Shoot, where did it go? There we go. It's just silver and gold smelted together, and that gives you electrum. And that's some super useful stuff. You can use it in a whole variety of things. Definitely try to get a stack or so right away. And then that other stuff, brass, this is used in quite a few things too. So let's take a look at some of the stuff it's used. It's not used in like a ton, but these pneumatic tubes and regulators and stuff, I think this is from Red Power. It's used a lot in that. But it's also used in this really awesome thing. Where did it go? Is it not in here? It's a liquiduct. Pretty sure it's a liquiduct. Fluid pipe? Was it renamed fluid pipe? Oh, no, it's... Oh, I'm sorry. I guess you do just use copper for it. Huh, here I thought you needed brass. Oh, well, that's fine. It's not as big of an issue as I thought. Okay, I think I've yapped on long enough here. Let's go ahead and smelt some of that stuff up. Okay, so went ahead and built all the stuff up, or at least I set it up in the project table. Got the electrum, got the hardened glass, and we're good to go. So we're going to start with these energy conduits. Now this recipe will make 4 of them. Let's go ahead and make a plan for it. And we'll take actually, oh wow, I can make 16. That'll be great for right now. Okay, so that's really cool. Let's start with these. In order to fill these, we actually have to go to the Liquid Transposer. You put them in here, in that blue slot, and it'll then fill it up with the redstone. I think it takes about 50 millibuckets of redstone, so that's about 2 redstone per energy conduit here, but totally worth it. Now how these work is they will actually transfer power across any amount of length, and it only costs 5% of the total output. They also will never explode on you either, so that is just so amazing. For instance, I can go ahead and replace all of these with these energy conduits, and it will work just so much better. Now again, I'll be able to tidy this up much nicer now, but we can do a little layout like that and it'll work brilliantly. There's one thing though, you need to take your crescent hammer with these And you need to pay attention to these arrows. Now, there's like these color things, and they almost look like arrows at times. Ooh, let me get this. Basically, you want to make sure that if it's generating power, it has a little orange sign there, and this little arrow is pointing outward. If it is receiving power, you want it to be blue. In this instance, all of these are orange, so it's sending out all of the power there. If you were to have something hooked up right here, let's say, like a machine that could receive power, you would have to have it one more space away. You couldn't have it directly adjacent because one little setup here, it'll be the same color for all of them. But now this is working just fine, and it should be sending over all of the power. Ooh, are we really? Oh wow, we're all full on power. Now normally when you get full on power like this, you could have your golden conductive pipes start to explode. But with these, nah, they're not going to explode ever. So these are definitely the pipes you want to be using. Let me just see here. I need to get some of this obsidian dust. Pop that in there really quick. Yeah, very cool. Okay, so got that all set, but there's one other thing we gotta make. We gotta make this Redstone Energy Cell. And this is amazing. You know that bat box for my EU power? Well, this is kind of like the bat box, except for MJ power. Just takes 4 electrum ingots, 4 hardened glass, and then a diamond. But it's so worth it. So I'm gonna make a plan for this, because I want to make a few. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make 2. There we go. Okay, how on earth do these things work? Well, these are amazing. If you are trying to, you know, make a lot of MJ, like in this instance, I have all my machines running, but nothing's really receiving the power. I mean, I know this stuff isn't going to blow up, but it's just wasteful. What you can do is you can use these energy cell frames, but you need to charge them with redstone first. So it's going to take 1,000, I think it's 1,000 millibuckets, so 1 bucket of redstone, or about, let's see, I think that'd be 40 redstone in order to fill one of these up. And it'll take a little bit to fill it up. But once it's full, it'll become a full energy cell frame. So let's see, where is it? This one here. Well, it's not totally full because you still need to charge it up. In fact, actually, what are we doing here? Oh, right. We still have to put other stuff on it before we can actually use it as the energy cell. That just makes the frame, which is fine. Okay, so I'm going to need some lead, aren't I? I'll just take this. And ta-da! We got 2 energy cell frames. Now, let's go on over here. We're going to take this one out for a moment, and we're going to put that there. And what else did we need to make that? We need 3 electrum, 2 lead, and one of those. Oh, actually, this is a different one. This requires electrum and the redstone instead of the gold. It's a redstone conductance coil. No problem at all, except I burnt all my redstone, so let me just punch a barrel to get more. And we're going to drop it off right here. So let's make that conductance coil. Actually going to need... Oh, I did it wrong, derp. Okay. There we go. Alright, and we're going to need 2 of these. And now we're going to put that there. I think it's what? 3 electrum on top and then 2 lead? Yep, that's it. Let's make a plan for it. Right here. Nice. So now we have an uncharged energy cell. Well, there's DMAC. Oh yeah, energy cell time. Hi, YouTube. YouTube, say hi to DMAC. Come on, you know you want to. Stop by his channel. He's like way ahead of like everything I'm doing. So much fun, though. Alright, so how these work, just set it down, and if I'm not mistaken, look at that. See, it is charging like a fiend. This can store up to 600,000 MJ, and you can have it actually output that MJ as well. So, yeah, I'm going to let it charge up just a little bit. You could set down a second one, too. You don't have to only have one going at a time. It just depends on how much power you're producing. But in this instance, we've got about 20,000. So you know what? What I'm going to do is, and this is really important, you need the crescent hammer when you're breaking this. Otherwise, it won't retain its energy. But what's so cool is you can hold shift, right-click it, and pick it up, and it will have its energy all stored. So you can just take it with you, and you're good to go. So you know that pulverizer I got? Well, let's go ahead and pulverize something. How about some of this obsidian? Rather than hook it up to a system, we can just set this thing right here, and then we can put this pulverizer right next to it. And as you can see, it's draining power from the energy cell because it's sending it into the pulverizer. And now it's all set. You can also toggle how much output you want. So if I didn't want to send a whole ton of output, I could lower it down, and then it'll send much less. So in this instance, I can just pulverize it, and it's just really great. And see, now it's using the energy from the energy cell and transferring it at 10 MJ per tick on over to the pulverizer. So that's why it's not depleting any power from here, because it's receiving the power straight from that. You could also use some of these, kind of hook it up to it. Again, just make sure you right-click so that little orange thing is there, and the arrow is pointing outward. Now, in this instance, I could even set this here, although it'll try to take all the power away right away, so I'm not going to do that. But I am going to set this one over here. You see, you can rotate them out, and that's pretty effective. But needless to say, making these is definitely a good idea because they let you transfer this power like crazy. They let you store it for later. You can set up an army of these if you want and just, I don't know, send them to wherever you need to. And that kind of brings me to the next thing I want to make. It's called a Tesseract. Now, in order to make it, we're going to need this Tesseract frame. Very similar recipe to the redstone thing, except it uses tin instead of electrum. So let's go ahead and get some tin. And we're going to need, I think I still got some diamonds. I'm going to take a few more. Alright, so do I have the hardened glass? I think it's still in... Oh, wow, I didn't pick it up. Derp! Alright, no problem. It's right over here. Yeah, now I got tons of the stuff. Okay, so we're going to put that... Oh, I don't know. Let's put it here. Alright, hardened glass, diamond in the middle, and we're going to need that tin. And that gets you this Tesseract frame. You're probably going to want a few of these because they are so useful. So definitely go ahead and make a plan for it. I think I put that in here for whatever reason. Alright, so what do we do with this? I'm going to go ahead and make 2 just to show you. Ah, shoot. You know what? I'll make 4. Okay, so, oh, that's right. We're going to have to burn something else. See, in order to turn this into anything useful, we're going to need some ender pearls. And I might need to go grab some ender pearls from spawn, so we'll have to see if I have enough. Nothing in the Magma Crucible. Still have a little bit left in that Liquid Transposer of the redstone. I really want to clear that out first. So yeah, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make some more of these conduits really quick, and then I'll have a nice empty Liquid Transposer. You could also set up multiple Liquid Transposers and just have each one dedicated to a certain liquid. 25, that's fine. I could lose, you know what? Why lose a redstone? I'll just do it this way. I'm such a cheapskate. Right, gotta put it in here. Okay, all empty. Very nice. So, let's go ahead and melt down these ender pearls. Yeah, you can melt ender pearls, and it turns into liquid ender. Now, each ender pearl gives you 250 millibuckets. And I think you need 1,000? Yeah, you need 1,000 millibuckets for this. So 4 ender pearls gives you enough for a frame. So that's actually perfect. Great. Yeah, I'll have enough. Actually, I'll have just enough. How cool. So let's go ahead and put those there. Fill it up with the ender whatever that is. And let me see. It seems to me I have some ender dust around. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not going to bother right now. Oh, but what I am going to bother with is taking some of that. Nah, forget it. Alright, look at that. An unattuned Tesseract. That's pretty cool. But how do I change its tune? So there's actually several recipes you can do here, and they make 3 different things. An energy tesseract, a liquid tesseract, and then an item tesseract. These are so cool. I'll say that the item tesseract is probably the least useful because the ender chest works similarly. Basically, these allow you to transfer these different things from one point to another, very similarly to how the ender chest works. That's why the item tesseract is probably the least useful, although it's still pretty quick at it, so don't discredit it. The energy tesseract is really the one that just makes everything amazing. You need another one of those conductance coils. You need some silver, electrum, and then some lead. So not super duper pricey, but certainly worth it. Oh, right. So, oh, yeah, they stack. What's up? Did I not have enough? Oh, I didn't have enough. Oh, yeah, no, I had enough. It just didn't finish. Alright, so let's go ahead and make these up really quick. I think I got some. Shoot, I don't. So I'm going to need to make that conductance coil again. I'm gonna need to grab some silver, and I'm going to need to make 2 of these. What am I doing, Devin? Okay, there we go. So, we want the energy tesseract. Going to need some of that. This thing there. An unattuned tesseract. Some lead. And I'll go get that silver. Sure. Wait, this is tin, darn it. There's the silver. Ta-da! And that gets the energy tesseract. How cool is that? Yeah, well, you don't really know how cool it is right now, do ya? That's just fine, because we're going to change that. Okay, so let's just say this is our power station for right now. Now that we have these things, we can basically set these up wherever we want, these tesseracts. So I'm going to set one up right there. Now, this looks kind of confusing at first, right? First things first, if you're on a server, there's this thing here. Actually, even if you're not on a server, there's this. But it's really important to do if you're on a server, because the default access is public access. Clicking this lock makes it so only the owner can access these things. How this ends up working is you type in something. Like, let's say Weasel Power. And you have to input a number here. And it can be any number. It's 3-digit long. So let's just do 001. And then when you have that, you can press this plus sign to save the frequency. Now this is set to owner only, so only I can access it. And then there's also this transport mode, which is send and receive. So it will both send and receive power. You can click this and it will only send power. Click it again and it will only receive power, or just do both if you don't really care. It's probably best to set it up so you're sending if you need to send it and receiving it if you need to receive it. But you can really do all sorts of configurations with that. So we have that energy cell there. It is outputting a maximum of 50 MJs per tick. And then we have this energy cell here. Now this is completely drained. It has nothing left in it. Oh my, what do we do? So let's take that crescent hammer And let's move this somewhere else. Now, there are so many more practical functions. Like, I could put this over here instead of having this thing pumping all that steam in. I know this is working just fine for now, but I'm just saying, like, I could put a Tesseract there and send the power there. I could also put a Tesseract over at some of those farms and do some things, or do any sorts of things. These are so cool, but they basically make power extremely portable. So we have this energy Tesseract, and we have to give it an input again. So 001, owner only. Actually, you don't even need to type that, because remember we saved it earlier? There's nothing we have saved under public access, but we do have the owner only for Buizel power. So click that, hit that set frequency thing, set this to receive only, and now this will take power from the other Redstone Energy Cell. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put that there just so we can test these pipes out. Now, as you'll see, it's not doing anything right now because we need to hit that hammer. And now, it still isn't doing it. Interesting. Receive only. Oh, maybe I don't have it sending. Yeah, hold on a second. Where did I go wrong? We want it to send... Oh, yeah. I forgot to set the frequency. That's all. Okay, that's fine. Because now, watch. Look, it's draining all the power from that Redstone Energy Cell there. And then it is transporting it all the way over to this one. Now, while this seems really cool, it is important to keep in mind that there's that 5% loss from this. But there's also a 25% loss in power when it's extracted from a Tesseract. So that does hurt as far as power consumption goes. You do introduce a lot of loss. However, the ability to use these across dimensions, across vast distances, I mean, it's just so great. Really, your solution is just to make more power. I mean, it's so much easier to do that when you can just portably bring your power supply with you or do things with that power. I mean, it's wonderful. Between those and the energy cells, you're really set. Like, really. So, super duper useful. Now, we can also make this Liquid Tesseract. And these are really cool, too. Let me go ahead and grab this unattuned Tesseract. Should be good there. Now what's cool is it's filling up my energy cells right now, which I really like. Okay, so the other one that's really good is this Liquid Tesseract. Now just for comparison's sake, if you don't want to have to mess with all that, there is this other thing that's kind of similar called an Ender Tank. Works just like the Ender Chest, except it's for liquids. You can make either of these. The Liquid Tesseract does have more throughput, though. So if you have the option, try to go with the one. But yeah, this is also very similar. So let's go ahead and make this thing. We're going to need the Liquid Tesseract. So we just need some tin, silver, copper up there. That's cool. And a pneumatic servo. Me oh my, where do I even make that thing? I think in here will do. Oh, there's where my silver went. Other way, huh? Oh, what did I do wrong? Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, there we go. Got the pneumatic servo. I'm going to just take some of this copper just so I know I have it. Let's go ahead and put... Oh, I needed another. Darn it. Two of those. Copper on top. A little bit of silver. Tesseract there. And... what else did it need? Oh, tin. 10? Ah. Alright, right here. Okay, now we got Liquid Tesseracts. These are so cool. Unfortunately, I don't really have much in the way of liquid to show you, but it works very similarly. There's also these things called liquid ducts, and these are really what I recommend doing. You use that hardened glass with copper, and that just makes transporting liquids so much easier. So let's go ahead and make some of that. What do you say? Definitely something you'll want a recipe for. I'm not going to bother right now. We'll just make 12 of those, just so you can kind of see. Shoot, what would be a good example? How about this thing? You know what? This has been driving me crazy. So to make a tank, there's actually several different tanks you can do. Let's see. We could probably make an iron tank. Let me just see. There's those Xycraft tanks. They're pretty cool. Yeah, just 4 of those. I don't know how this works. Let me try that Xycraft one out. Actually, I went ahead and made some stuff. See, we just need some of this Xycordite, and we need to make these energy bricks. Let's see. We need a valve. So dark engineering, actually any color of engineering bricks, some iron bars, and a bucket, and that gets you like 4 valves, so that's pretty cool. So we're going to need those engineering bricks. How do you get those things? Well, you just take any sort of stone bricks, some redstone, and then whatever color of Xycordite you want. You get the Xycordite just by smelting that Xycorium, those crystal stuff that you keep seeing way up there. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get that bricks. We'll just use this one. Oh, I have cake. I was making some cake. Boom, 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 boom. I want to save the green for right now. Need some bricks. And a little bit of redstone. Cool. Now that should be enough for the valves that we need, actually. Let's just see. So for that valve, we need those iron bars and a bucket. I have the bucket on me. Do I have iron in any of these? Yeah, I'm just going to borrow this. Actually, I'll just take this apart. Iron bars are... What are... Oh, I think it's... Yeah, there we go. Alright, we're good. Got those. Alright, 4 iron bars. And then we need those engineering bricks, which I foolishly left over here. Oh, I'm great. And a bucket. That gets us these valves. Now, apparently you can use, like, any sort of blocks for these. But I don't know if that's true. I'm going to try this marble just to see. Oh, nice. So once you have that set up, you just right-click it, and then it turns into this multi-tank. So for instance, this can hold 48,000 buckets of stuff. Now I think it only counts the airspace in the middle, so I could extend this by a bit and it would increase the size. In fact, let me try that really quick here. Okay, this is definitely going to be more creosote than I'll ever need. Now, I don't know if it's going to pick up that wood in the back, but I was thinking about that. That could be kind of cool. Nice. So now, oh wow, this is going to hold 432,000 millibuckets. That is nice. Let me just see if I can fill it. Oh, that's cool. Uses up my bottles, but I really don't care. Oh, finally getting rid of all this stuff. It's just the worst. Eventually I'll be able to make a semifluid generator. In fact, I could do that. Just running out of time this episode. Oh, that's so nice. Now look, it's all kind of stored inside. Now some people are like, oh, this causes lag on servers and stuff, but I don't necessarily think it does. And let me put it to you this way. Like, one of the main guys on the server, Hypno, he's using one of these, and he's got, like, way more complex stuff going on. So I really don't think it's an issue. He knows what he's doing. Okay, so how do we get this from there? Well, let's try this Liquiduct thing out. Not sure if it'll work automatically. So right-click it, or you can hold in Shift and right-click, and that'll do the trick. I might need to use this thing on it. I don't know if I'll have to have another block kind of in between it, because I might need to send from a direction. Let's see. So you can right-click it with a crescent hammer, and then it will change the direction it's being output. This could be interesting. Let's see if this works. Okay, now there's another possibility, and that's that we need to power this thing. So let me go get a lever really quick. And I guess I'll put all these old pipes in here. Alright, let's try to put the lever there. Oh, there we go. Now it is sending all the creosote right into this multi-tank. Look, it's just draining it dry. So this thing will automatically start processing all the coal, putting it in this tank. That is nice. That is nice. Alright, now I think that's pretty cool, right? Well, we can use this Tesseract thing to actually send this over somewhere else. In fact, let's try that. I could have it like a Semifluid Generator right here. Hopefully I'm not going on too long. I'm sorry, guys. Let me see. Semifluid Generator. Just a generator, some refined iron circuits, and hardened glass. I mean, that's like super simple to make. Yeah, let's do that. That'd be a great example. I have this bronze wrench here. Hopefully I don't end up nerfing one of these generators. I have this generator just like sitting here. It's just kind of chilling because, I don't know, I needed to move it or something. But this will work perfect for it. So let's make some circuits. Actually, let's make some copper first. Here we go. 2 of these. Nice. Just that. Oh, that's a glass viewer. I need the refined or the hardened glass. Just one will do. I think it was just one. I hope it was just one. That generator. Nope, other way. And I had those plates somewhere. I think they're right over here. Yeah, I got some refined iron plates. Just have to put those in the plate bending machine, just refine iron there, and you're good. Cool, it's a semi-fluid generator. Now, see, it's a hassle to have to move all that liquid all the way over there, right? Well, it's not a problem, thanks to these Tesseracts. So, let's put this, and we're just going to put it right up here. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I'll find somewhere better to put it, just for the sake of demonstration, though. Let's put it right there. Cool. Now, let's put the Liquid Tesseract right behind it. Now, energy tesseracts only work with MJ power. They don't work with the other kind, which is kind of sad. I'm going to put it up here. That's one end of the liquid tesseract. You know what? I'm just going to chop this down. Just have that be my way to get in if I need to. Put that there. Okay, so using these nice little liquid ducts we've got, let's go ahead and hook them up. We want to have this one set to, see that arrow, that should mean it's trying to pump out of whatever it is there. Oh wow, look at all these public ones. So we're going to want to turn that to owner only, receive, and let's just have this be 2. We'll have it be creosote. Save it, lock it, that's what I forgot last time, and now this will be hooked up to that. Well, will be in a moment. First, we have to take something out of it. Now, I think we can hook up another valve. Basically, put it where we want. So I'm actually going to have it hiding behind the wall. Hopefully that'll work. Oh, it's such a mess. Alright, look at that structure. Okay, hopefully this doesn't get rid of all my stuff. Oh, man. I don't think it does, though. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, so that's there. Let's take this Tesseract, put it right there, and take these liquid ducts. Boom, boom. Might have to power this one. We'll have to see. Sometimes if you're not getting liquid out of it, it means you just have to power it with a redstone signal. Okay, now this isn't going anywhere right now because it's inactive. What we want to do is we want to have it send to the creosote. Now in theory it should be sending it. So let's see if it's generating any power. Might not because... Alright, so it isn't there. But we might just need to power it on this end. That's not working. Oh, there we go. Didn't need that one after all. So in theory, we don't even need to power it. Yep. All right, cool. And now this is, it will generate just off of that creosote. So in theory, if I wanted to throw something in here, just, you know what, I'm going to cook the spruce. Why not? Ah, it's using up from the generator, darn it. Oh, but is it... Oh, that's why it's not hooked up to any cables. That would explain it. Oh, man. Well, for right now, let's just hook it up this way. Oh, I don't have a cable. Shoot. Oh, this is really important. So let's say you have a liquid duct, and one has liquid in it, the other does not. There is a way you can get around that. If you try to right-click them, it isn't going to do anything. All you need to do is just give it power. And then I think you have to right-click. And then it should... Oh, that's weird. Actually, maybe you have to give the other one power. Let's see if that does the trick. I think it might need that arrow. No, it's not working. Huh, that's strange. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I guess, I don't know which one needed to be powered. That's so weird. But sometimes you just have to give them power with a redstone signal. And then it'll get it all fixed. Okay, so this is really messy for right now. It's not a big deal. I'll clean it up. Alright. Now, this thing should be generating power. So let me recharge this jetpack. And are you taking it from there? Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's starting with the generators. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Now it's using some up. Nice. So it's going to generate 3,000 EU at 8 EU per tick. Per 1,000 millibuckets of this stuff. And see, it's kind of... Actually, it's not sending any more over. Probably because of that redstone signal. Let's see. Yeah, because see, I have it shut off thanks to that. Now we got it all filled up. Cool. Anyway, I think we got plenty accomplished today. I apologize if this kind of went on a bit, but I think we got some really cool stuff done now. Got a tank for this. I can actually make a whole ton of these semifluid generators, and I think I could even pipe in either wood or charcoal into this coke oven. Yeah, I can just put wood in there, Maybe I'll do that with like a router or something to send all my charcoal into this. So then I'm getting the wood, but also getting some creosote. Kind of nice. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next episode of Marriland's Hermitcraft Feed the Beast Adventure. See you next time, Semifluid Generators.